Hi, this is Tommy Hayfield of the Yahoo Contributor Network with FBI stories. Of course, I write for the Yahoo Contributor Network, and these stories are on the Yahoo Contributor Network, sometimes known as AssociatedContent.com. Here's a few stories I've written over the years. If, in case you're missing the FBI, remember they were on TV back in the 60s and 70s. A lot of you aren't that old, I know. But they used to have a real presence on TV. Now they just have a presence. I liked it better when they were on TV, as a matter of fact. Here's some stories I wrote about them. Poetry, as a matter of fact, because poetry is a little more comforting under the circumstances of the kind of stories I'm writing, because they're sort of devious and mischievous people these days, and they don't really people don't really want to hear a prose story on them. So I wrote my stuff in poetry. Here's some stories, some poems I wrote. Pardonnez-moi, Monsieur Muller. Of course, that refers to, I was going to say Inspector Muller, Director Muller. He, of course, is the director of the FBI, and the theme of intrigue. This is real life intrigue. This is almost better than a movie if you string the poems together and catch a drift. It's a sort of a optimistic look at sort of a happy-go-lucky look at how they're treating the world. And so here's some more of those. I see Louis Free. Okay, remember Louis Free? He was the director of the FBI in the 90s. He preceded Robert Mueller right up until 9/11, almost the very day of 9/11. Robert Mueller showed up, of course. I think it was the day before or the week before. It's in dispute. But anyway, I wrote a story about Louis Free. I see Louis Free. These stories relate to me, and you'll catch a theme if you read all of them. I don't want to take away the thrill of reading these stories, because a lot of people like the idea of intrigue. No one wants to tell you the outcome of a movie, so I won't tell you the gist of these poems, but they have to do with me and the FBI and sort of men in trees kind of stories. Here's some more poems. John Booth sold me a truck. Well, that's sort of a funny title, right? It is a funny title. But as a matter of fact, a man named John Booth did sell me a truck when I was living in Lock Haven, Pennsylvania, in Mill Hall. He sold me a truck, and it didn't occur to me the irony of John Booth selling me a truck until after I bought it. Of course, remember John Booth? I mean, you've heard of John Wilkes Booth. This was John Booth, so that's I tied the FBI together into this story, and you'll catch my opinion of the FBI if you after you read a few of my poems. I have a lot of poems about them. Here's another poem about the FBI from the office of the FBI director. Well, the office is in quotations in the title, so it refers to The Office, the TV show, NBC show with Steve Carell. You'll read that and you'll laugh, because he's sort of weird. Google this. The FBI's worst talent appears at midnight. That's a long title, and so as you might guess, that's about TV, and I think I wrote it about Tavis Smiley, but if you can even watch him long enough to relate to that story, to relate to my title, then you'll be ahead of a lot of people, because he's really not a very good talent. But that's another FBI story, and you'll connect some dots, and maybe you'll just not connect the dots. But this is a real life FBI today. It's not Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. It's not Stephanie Zimbalist. This is stories of. This would be a good movie. And finally, this doesn't have anything to do with the FBI, but I wrote a poem about George Bush. I forget which one he is, HW or W. What is he, W or HW? The last Bush, 43.